Okay, so we've got some more new releases coming out this year from Rebellion / 2000 AD. So first up, we've got a really big book, The Dark Judges, The Fall of Deadworld Omnibus, 388 pages, coming out in September by Keck W and Dave Kendall on art. On the planet Deadworld, the insane Judge Death and his lieutenants Fear, Fire and Mortis have deemed that as only the living could break the law, life itself should be a crime, and a living person is due to their judgment. As the Dark Judges set out to bring extinction to their world, a small group of rebels led by Judge Fairfax launched a desperate effort to halt their city's conversion into a necropolis. In the midst of all this chaos, the neighbouring Soviet forces launched an attack on their American enemies in a bid to stop the devastation. This is very grimdark, futuristic horror. It's fantastic. And next up, we have one of the best stories I've read in years, Thistlebone, the Complete Collection. This is a paperback edition, 224 pages. It did come out in 3 volumes and 3 hardbacks. I've got the first 2. I am going to get the third one. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous book with beautiful art by Sam Davis. Very tight writing by T.C. Adlington. It's the ultimate folk horror comic. And it says it's set in Britain 2019. The secluded rural village of Harrowvale holds a dark past. Years earlier, on a farm bordering the woods, a cult led by the charismatic Jasper Hillman sought to escape civilization and find purity in the old ways, namely worshipping an ancient deity called Thistlebone. The cult's pagan beliefs grow so deranged that they kidnap a young girl, Avril Eason, with the intention of sacrificing her. Do buy this book, it's fantastic. And then we have a fun little book which was like a crossover between 2000 AD and Judge Dredd magazine, and this is Nordland Rising. So thanks to advances in Nord technology, War Marshal Joseph Yeager has used the black hole around which New Earth orbits as a means of invading other universes. So it's a multi-dimensional crossover, so it features all the plethora of 2000 AD characters. It's got 112 pages, comes out in October, written by Kenneth Nyman, Pete Milligan, Arthur Wyatt, Gordon Rennie and Dan Abnett, with art by Nick Dyer, Nick Purcell, Simon Colby, John McRae, Jake Lynch, Clint Langley and Dan Cornwell. It's just fun. And then we have one that I'm really excited for, Johnny Red, Volume 1. This is by Tom Tully and Joe Coquin. Joe Coquin is the artist from Charlie's War. Tom Tully's a really good solid writer. So this is 320 pages. It looks like it's going to be in the same format as the Charlie's War collections. And it says it's 1941, kicked out of the Royal Air Force for striking gun officer, trainee pilots, Johnny Redburn finds himself on a British merchant vessel, part of a supply convoy bound for the beleaguered USSR. When the Germans attack, he takes the skies in the ship's sole fighter aircraft and is very soon fighting for his life. Yet Johnny's real struggle begins when he joins Russia's Falcon Squadron, a fighter unit abandoned by its superiors. The pilots expect to sacrifice themselves against the Nazi invaders. This is a huge one. The Complete Star-Lord, the Archival Collection, Volume 1. It looks like it's going to be 2 volumes in total. So it's Complete Star-Lord, Volume 1, the Archival Collection. It's 448 pages, paperback, coming out in November. As it says here, keep watching the stars. In 1978, IPC launched a weekly companion comic to 2000 AD aimed at an older audience and boasting high production values. Its name was Star-Lord. Despite outselling to 2000 AD, it was merged into the Galaxy's greatest comic after just 22 issues. Against the policy of the time, 2000 AD was the title that was kept, but the legacy of Star-Lord lives on with Star-Lord strips, Strontium Dog and Roadbusters. Do buy that, it'd be great. And then we have The Rise and Fall of the Trigon Empire, Volume 7. Now this is by a different team of the original creators of the Trigon Empire. It's by Ken Roscoe and Jerry Wood. 240 pages, paperback. This is the final omnibus of The Rise and Fall of the Trigon Empire, and it collects all the strips published in Look and Learn from 1980 through to 1982. Ken Roscoe and Jerry Wood finished the story off in style, and it would be another 40 years before the Trigon Empire returned, as noted above. So there is a hardback new version coming out later on this year. So do look out for that if you like the Trigon Empire. And then we have a huge book to finish on, Zenith, the full colour omnibus edition by Grant Morrison and Steve Ewell. 352 pages, hardcover, coming out in December. As I said, Steve Ewell and Grant Morrison, but this time, instead of being black and white, it's going to be all in colour with J.P. Jordan providing the colours. As it says here, Grant Morrison and Steve Ewell's groundbreaking superhero odyssey is back and presented for the first time in full colour. From the pages of 2000 AD, this beloved classic represents a high point in the 50-year history of the galaxy's greatest comic, lovingly coloured by J.P. Jordan. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll has never looked so good. This was the comic that launched Grant Morrison's career. This is what gained him interest from DC. Okay, bye.